Hello viewers and welcome to In the Pits, and welcome to the longest track mod ever made. Now I've never done this track before, so I made a lot of mistakes and I am going to be keeping a tally of how many crashes I have or how much contact I make with other cars. I think I had the AI set to 86, but you know, it was still, even with it that low, I found it impossible to keep up. Like, this track is, I think, 75 kilometers long or something. So if you're averaging at 150 kilometers an hour, then you might get one lap done in half an hour. And we've got a spinner. I don't know what caused that to happen, but that is one position gained, I guess. Luckily he didn't take me with him, and that has sent me off, so that's 2 bits of contact already. I chose this car, the Dallara Formula 3 car, to do this in because I just wanted to get this done as quick as possible. And I was trying to do it in the old Ferrari F1 car that comes with this game, but like, I was just crashing. I was all over the place. It was embarrassing. I couldn't for the life of me get one lap done. In that car I managed to get to the little town section that's up here a few times, and then you know, just crash in such a manner that was not acceptable for my YouTube channel, not a YouTube channel of such high caliber anyway. We want quality racing on the channel. But that being said, this race does kind of end up being less of a race and more of a kind of Sunday drive cruise, shall we say. Racing when you don't know any of the corners on the track is it's more frustrating than anything, really. You just don't know what you're doing. Now, you might notice the backdrop here isn't loading correctly. Now, I don't know if that's just on my computer or my version of this track that I've got. I'm not sure. But it was very off-putting just having something flickering about in front of you the whole time. So we are a 1/10 of the way around, I think, roughly. Not doing too bad, haven't had too many mistakes, but you know, there's plenty more time for them to come. Don't you worry about that. Now, coming into the first town section, I think I managed to get to the end of this. Yeah, I think I managed 2 more corners now in the Ferrari, and it was the most frustrating thing I'd ever done. It was more frustrating than being stuck on a train with no toilets when you're desperate. You know? But it's not going too bad so far. I managed to gain another position along that little straight there. Oh no, actually I did manage to get to this hairpin at the... well, there's a hairpin just coming up, and every time I got to it I'd completely spin out. Well, I'd forget to brake and then hit the wall and then do a backflip, and then like on this track, like if your car flips over or whatever, or you go too far off the track and you get stuck, you just get reset straight back to the start line. Basically, this is one track I do not really recommend you do a race on, especially with your friends online. I'd never do that. This track did appear once online. It was me and 2 other guys trying to get round in a Ferrari Countach. No, sorry, a Lamborghini. There's no such thing as a Ferrari Countach. Lamborghini Countach, and we didn't get half this far contact, so that's three bits contact, which to be honest isn't too bad. Now this bit of the track I just don't know at all. I am right in enemy territory here. I have no idea what's going on. But my main objective is to just keep, or do my best to keep the car in front in sight so I can see where he's braking a bit. But this would have also been a lot easier if I had to pick cars that had brake lights, because it's hard to tell when the car's braking until it's coming flying at you. That backdrop is so off-putting, which is a shame because when it loads it's actually quite nice. There are some really nice parts on this track that flow really well. The amount of wiggliness though, it's insane. It must have taken this guy so long to make this track. Whoever did it, or girl, could have been a girl, I guess. Although I don't know about most girls, but my girlfriend thinks my wheel and my whole sim racing love is an absolute waste of time. She hates it, but I love it. So yeah, I should probably apologise for there being no wheel cam. I'm trying to figure out an easier way to do it rather than using a separate camera and then having to take the footage off that camera and layer it over. I really want a webcam so I can, like, you know, just record the wheel at the same time as the gameplay rather than doing it both separately, because it's just a pain in the arse, and editing the files, editing two files that are both like 8 gigabytes big really makes such a strain on your computer. Even though I've got an i7 and 16 gig of RAM, it hates it. 4 bits contact. Oh, I think it's 4. I might have missed one, but I'm not sure. The worst bit is, in a bit in this race, I start hitting I start rear-ending the car in front of me like every 10 seconds, I think. Almost making contact with the wall there. Just managing to stay away though. Really doing my best to not lose the car in front. Yeah, I should also apologise for the lack of uploads that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. I've just been making music, you know, and I've been making music videos, got it all going on, and there just hasn't been any time for wheel, which is a shame really, because I do love my wheel, but work should come first really, shouldn't it? If only I never had to work. No, I don't mean that. I love making tunes. Trying so desperately to stay with the cars in front. Oh, 5. There's plenty more where that comes from, I can assure you. How far into the race are we? We're about a third of the way through. Now, unfortunately with Assetto as well, you can only set a race to do a minimum of 2 laps. I don't know what that's all about, but this is set to 2 laps and I'm only doing 1. There's no way in hell I'm doing 2 laps of this. Oh, almost coming off. Clipping the grass a little bit, making the car a little bit unsteady, but somehow managed to save it. I don't know how, I thought she was a goner. Making a move.
Still there.
Cheeky little dive bomb. It's still with me though. Contact 6. 7. 8. 9. 10.
Car right, clear right.
10 bits contact so far, and I have almost lost the car in front of me, and that is not good, because I have no idea where I'm going. I really need him as a guide. 11. Shocking driving. It's the first time I've ever been on this part of the track though, so please forgive me. Don't click that thumb down button just because I'm rubbish at driving. Although if you're running a racing game YouTube video, it does help to be good at what you're making videos on. Luckily I've managed to catch up though. God, it's so fiddly, this part of the track. Just having to correct my steering a bit. Almost losing the back end. That's not what we want. So yeah, there's not any particularly good racing going on. I basically made this video just to showcase the mod, not to, you know, give you the most spectacularly thrilling race you've ever seen. I did give it a go at the start, but the pack up, the front pack, the leaders, they're slipping away. And I'm barely clinging on to my 7th position here. Oh, this track's a nightmare. At least the background's loaded. I'm not sure what that white lump on the left's all about. Is that meant to be a mountain covered in snow? Looks like a Fox's Glacier mint. I don't know if they sell them in any other countries, but here in England, we're obsessed.
Stay close.
Yes, that white lump on the left of rock, that does look a bit out of place.
Left.
12.
Car left, clear left.
13. I really should have practiced this track more before recording this video, but it would literally take someone about, I don't know, I reckon 2 years to master this track. To be able to do it on 100% strength AI anyway. I don't even think that would be possible, to be honest. These guys were on 86 and they were still pretty quick. Yeah, I've done a couple of videos in this car though, and it is just so much fun to drive. It seemed to be the best choice to do this track with. Everything else was just being a bit of a nightmare. And I've recently modded my brake pedal. I've basically just stuck a load of foam under it, so it's like more progressive brake. So I think that's why I was hitting the back of the car in front of me so much. So I just wasn't used to the strength that it was giving. God, it's so much easier though having foam under your brake pedal to make it more squishy. Like, nah, I won't count that as contact. yeah, having foam under your brake pedal, it really helps you like avoid locking up your brakes when you have no ABS on. Because I don't know about you, but I don't... 14. I don't know about you guys, but I find nothing more annoying than locking up your brakes in an online race, especially if you've got... I've got the T300 pedals, and they're so crap. It's like a teeny bit of brake, you're not braking enough. A teeny bit more, you're just completely locking up your brakes and sliding past your turn point, shall we call it. So yeah, what I used to mod my brake pedal was just went to my local Wilkinson's, or Wilco's as it's now called, and they sell they're like pads that go underneath furniture made of foam. It's literally £1.50 for a pack of 16, I think. So I just scissored them up a bit and like stuck them together and made a thin stack on one side of the pedal, and then the other side of the pedal that pressed down, put two full ones so they squish together. Oh, it feels well good now. Couldn't be happier. I was about to buy a Thrustmaster T500, but my girlfriend told me I was wasting money, so I got talked out of that one. But yesterday on eBay, a Thrustmaster T500 wheel has appeared on eBay in driving distance from my house for £120. So I think I'm gonna have to grab that bad boy. I know, I'm a bit worried about getting a massively heavy wheel. 15. Because it's just going to be a bitch to like set up and remove from my desk every time I need to work. The T150 that I'm using now, it's that's alright to set up now and again because it's not too heavy. It takes me like 2 minutes to take off and put on. So yeah, I'm not too sure about the T500. Been watching a couple of video reviews, and the T300 seems to be the more go-to wheel for people now. I don't know why, because I thought the T500 was meant to be way better. It's more expensive, it's faster at responding. So I don't know what to do. Yeah, sorry guys, this race has literally turned into a Sunday country drive through the Goonies.
Right side's clear.
16. God, fucking... After I recorded this, I thought, yeah, that's gone pretty well. I didn't make too much contact or crashes. 16 so far. What am I doing with my life? Unbelievable. Guys, it's so hard not having a single clue what you're doing on a track. Never got this far before. It would have been a lot easier to do this race, and it would have been better racing if I had done it in Mini Coopers. But 17. But it probably would have taken about an hour and a half to do one lap.
Right.
I swear to God they're just braking so early. I suppose that's what you get for having the AI set to this easy. I don't know though, I don't think having the AI on 86 is that easy for a track like this. It's like the Nürburgring times 4. Well no, it's exactly the Nürburgring times 4. How long does this video go on for? About half an hour, yeah. I reckon you could get a lap of the Nürburgring done in this car in 8 minutes, maybe quicker. Well, definitely quicker. 19. It'd be good if this game had that AI that Race Room have. What's it called? Adaptive AI, that's what it's called. I was going to say progressive. Because if they were adaptive, then I wouldn't have to worry about catching up with the guy in front so much, and I'd be able to drive at a little more, slightly more leisurely pace, shall we say. Because even though I didn't know the track or where I was going at all, I was trying to keep my foot down. To be honest, I'm surprised I've stuck with the guy in front for this long. It's this is so hard. No. Oh. I didn't know what gear I should ever have to be in either, which was slowing me down quite a lot. I think I did start realising towards the end of the race, I did start realising that if a corner had rail guards around it, especially with white arrows, that means slow the fuck down. Well, that one doesn't have a rail guard and I had to slow right down for it. So that's my theory out the window. See, there was arrows on that corner and that was super slow. I probably could have taken that whole section foot down, but obviously I did not. It's a lovely evening for a Sunday drive though. I really wish this game had full day-night cycle thing. It would just make this game so much more interesting. Although I have been playing it for a year and a half, and I still love it. It's just got the best feeling. I only really play this in Project Cars at the moment. I'm waiting for Project Cars 2 to come out and Forza 7. If they don't release Forza 7 on PC though, I'm going to be so pissed off. Although they should do. I know it's coming out on Scorpio. I don't know if they're going to do it for Xbox One. Oh Jesus, it's tight. So tight. I wasn't expecting that hairpin there either. So sorry, I stopped commentating and started focusing. Yeah, I didn't have any assists on while doing this either, which meant I had to be a bit more careful than just foot down all the time. I don't even know what assists this game has. Does it have steering assist and brake assist? I don't think it does. Not like Project Cars anyway. I know it's got stability management and the standard things. I've always been trying to like be a big boy and race with ABS and traction control off, because you know I don't know much about racing, but there are so many race cars out there that use ABS and traction control in real races, like GT3 cars, which I've only just found out. I'm such a noob when it comes to racing information. Do not come to me for your daily source of knowledge. I am losing the guy in front though. I'm going to try and put my foot down. And being brave got me nowhere. So I've lost the guy in front. I'm trying to let the guy behind go in front of me so I have someone to follow. Go!
2 hours later.
Go!
Car left. Clear.
Fucking hell. You could have fit a bus through there sideways.
Car left. Clear left.
20. I suppose that should be 21 really if you include my encounter with the brass bank that I just had. We'll call it 21.
No!
22. Oh, it's just so frustrating doing those little knocks on the back door all the time.
Go on, keep pressing it. Force that mistake.
God, this track is a nightmare. Running deep. So yeah, so far this is adding up to just about a piece of contact every minute, which isn't really the target I was aiming for, to be honest.
The gap in front is now 0.4.
No, I reckon probably getting a completely clean run around this track is next to impossible. Not impossible if you drove super slow. I reckon I could have done it. No, I don't reckon I could have done it. I reckon if I did about 80 laps of this track, I still wouldn't be able to do a perfectly clean lap. And one thing about this track, even though it is a very long track with an infinite amount of corners, it still mainly feels like all the corners are kind of the same. It doesn't really feel like there's much variation in it. Coming around this little carousel. Very nice little carousel. I quite like the town sections on this track though. I don't know, they just add a bit of flavour. 24. I think we are almost approaching the super long straight, which probably makes up for about 5 kilometres of this whole track. we on it now? Yes. Thank God. Can have a little break. Before I recorded this video as well, I think I'd been racing for about 4 hours, and my throttle leg, oh, it was killing. By this point I was in so much pain. I don't know how people manage to do a 24-hour race. I mean, I know you switch drivers every 3 hours or so, but still, even 3 hours would probably kill me. I'm just letting this guy go, having a bit of fun with his slipstream. I want him to stay in front of me so I can have a bit of a better judgment of where I'm going still. I'm not out of the woods yet. I really wish that background would load though, it's so annoying. Frame drop. Oh, I think I've lost his slipstream though. I'm going to do my best to catch up with him again. God, we can't be that far away from the end, can we? Oh no, not too far. Maybe a minute away. Well, even the guy in first isn't on the last lap, is he? It normally tells you at the top when the leader's on the final lap. Oh, where is the end? She'll come. She'll come. I do like the sun looking over that edge of the mountain though. Well, the bit of mountain that's loaded anyway. Alright, the leader has just crossed the finish line, I think. Oh, 25. So fuel lights come on, and I don't know how everyone else is planning to do another lap, because you're never going to make it. I should have carried on. I was just trying to get my end of the race crash done here. I think I fuck it up, I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. Got to have an end of the race crash. Come here, motherfucker. So that is 25 pieces of contact in this race. And that is the end of the track. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll leave a download link for the mod in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.